The movie begins at a temple. Inside the temple, hundreds of people are gathered for a ritual. They all say words repeatedly, while a calf is dragged roughly to the Grand Master, the leader of the ritual. While the calf struggles, the Grand Master rips out the head of the calf as if it was nothing, and then soaks the blood of the animal on his face. The sacrifice wasn't enough for the Grand Master, so he grabs a nearby servant and as well sacrifices him too. The scene suddenly takes us to a church. A priest from another town is invited to the church, but the church manager who invited him was unreachable. The priest, who is revealed to be called Father Park, started noticing dark energy at the church. A crow suddenly lands on his head and he drops his phone. A girl called Sung Hee gives the phone back to the priest and goes away. The church manager who invited Father Park to their church suddenly shows up and begs him to check on their head priest. According to the manager, their head priest has been acting strangely these days, and she has been noticing strange energy around the church. When the manager takes Father Park inside the church, they perceived a very bad smell as if dozens of people had died in the church. Father Park suddenly meets the head priest of the church. The way the head priest gazed at Father Park, you would know something is really wrong. The both of them argued amongst themselves, and when everything got heated up, the manager quickly drags Father Park out of the church. The next day, Father Park shows up at the church again, but this time, he brought a briefcase along with him. He's getting ready for something serious, an exorcism, as we notice holy items inside his briefcase. Inside the church, the priest is holding a mass, and that girl Sung Hee was also among the congregation. Father Park suddenly enters the church, and uses a thurible to spread smoke around the church. This started to reveal that the whole congregation was actually possessed by a demon, apart from Sung Hee. The head priest is also exposed as he is revealed to be the devil in disguise. Father Park immediately uses his Holy Mary statue to fight the devil, but he was just way too powerful. He grabs Father Park on his neck, but Father Park isn't ready to give in. Just as Father Park is getting choked, the devil suddenly feels a powerful energy striking him from behind. That person turns out to be Sung Hee, who uses her mysterious powers against the devil and collapses in the church. Together with Father Park, they manage to overpower the devil. The devil evaporates out of the church, promising to return to kill Father Park. Father Park goes away, not realizing that Sung Hee as well helped him in defeating the demon. Later that evening, Father Park stops by a restaurant to take a rest, but he suddenly noticed a mysterious man watching him. The man turns out to be an old friend of his called Jang. It is revealed that years ago, Father Park and Jang went to the same medical school together, but they separated as Father Park chose priesthood, while Jang became a Buddhist monk. Jang is here to see Father Park because he needs his help. He tells Father Park about the evil things that is happening at his temple, how their leader, Xiao, has been moving into forbidden rituals, even to the extent of using their own members for sacrifice. He as well tells Father Park concerning a prophecy in his temple, which says, their leader will end up killing them all, unless a great visitor arrives to stop it. Jang believe Father Park might be their savior in the prophecy, and they have to join forces to rise up against their leader. Before the battle against their leader topic, Jang asks for another favor. He wants Father Park to help him protect a child. Hearing this brings back a very sad memory into Father Park's head. Back when Father Park was a doctor, one of his patients lost her life because of an evil spirit interference. That pain made him to walk away from being a doctor, and fully dedicate his life by being a priest to fight demons. Father Park doesn't want to help as engaging in other religions' affairs is against his beliefs, so Jang goes away, leaving a morning bus ticket at his table just in case he changes his mind to help them. The next morning, Jang is worried that he hasn't seen Father Park at the bus yet, and the bus is to leave in 5 minutes. Just when the bus started leaving, Father Park shows up and there is a sigh of relief in Jang's face. Inside the bus is also a young boy who is moving to the same location with them. His name is revealed to be Lionum. When the bus stops them at their location, they walk inside the forest that leads to the temple. Lionum is also revealed to be heading the same direction. He calls Jang and Park, but they don't hear him. Lionum seems to be lost, he doesn't know the way to the temple. Lionum is also revealed to have a very dark past. His younger brother was murdered in a demon attack, and ever since, he has been hungry with the desire for revenge. But his teacher, the one who rescued him from the demon attack, teaches him that real strength can't come from anger or darkness. Instead, the teacher asked Lionum to go to the temple to find Jang. Back to the present, Lionum has no idea why he is sent to the temple to find Jang, but he journeys there as he normally obeys his teacher without asking questions. A crow is seen on a tree watching Lionum closely. Back at the temple, the leader of the temple called Leader Xiao, walks inside a locked chamber. A boy at the chamber is called Wan Hu, a child Xiao adopted and plans to make him his successor. Leader Xiao tells Wan Hu that he should get ready for the ritual that is about to occur. He as well tells Wan Hun never to trust the temple guardians, as he believes they might be planning to attack him. The next morning, the ritual suddenly begins. At that same moment, Father Park and Jang suddenly arrived at the temple. They have no idea that a crow is watching them, a bird that works for leader Xiao. Xiao isn't just watching Father Park and Jang, but he is as well watching Wan Hun. Father Park suddenly feels something off around them. Him and Jang enters a chamber, where Jang introduces him to the head guardian, and 3 other guardians from other countries. They reveal their true mission to Father Jang, which is about saving the little boy Wan Hun. They tell him that Wan Hun isn't just any ordinary kid, but he is brilliant, talented, and quick to learn anything they taught him. But among all these, Yan Hun was still a child who wanted to play. They care for Wan Hun so deeply, and are ready to do anything to protect him. They know that Father Park is the only one that can really protect Wan Hun, when they go to fight leader Xiao. But the head guardian suddenly reveals something very shocking. He firstly suggested that it's best Wan Hun leave the temple and taken to somewhere Xiao would never find him. While they're all confused why he suggested Wan Hun to leave the temple, the head guardian clears out to them that leader Xiao is planning to use Wan Hun as his final sacrifice in his ritual, offering him to the god he worships. While Wan Hun prays inside his quarters, hundreds of crows suddenly dashes into his quarters. They were sent by Xiao to manipulate him. Father Park swears to Jang that he is going to protect Wan Hun. As they all head to Wan Hun quarters, they hear a knock at the temple. Jang goes to answer the knock. The person at the gate of the temple turns out to be Lionum. Jang asks him what his purpose at the temple is, and Lionum replies that he's looking for Jang. Jang believes he's here to attack him, so he strikes first at Lionum. Lionum gets angry and unleashed his own powers, which he used to blast through the gates. On the other hand, Father Park and another guardian arrives at Wan Hun room, but they see him unconscious on the ground. The whole room suddenly gets covered with darkness, and it's actually leader Xiao doing. They carry Wan Hun and tries to run out of the quarters, but Father Park steps into one of leader Xiao trap. His vision wrapped, and he saw his old patient, the one he failed to rescue from a demon attack months ago. Filled with guilt, Father Park started to pray swiftly, but the guardian snaps Father Park back to reality, remembering him that it's just another illusion crafted by leader Xiao. But out of nowhere, Wan Hun under leader Xiao manipulation attacks them. They realize that leader Xiao is now controlling Wan Hun. Jang and Lionum hear screams coming from inside the temple. Before the guardians hurries inside the temple, the ritual has already begun. Hundreds of temple members are seen dead on the ground. Leader Xiao comes out from the ritual with his face twisted and monstrous, fully possessed by the demonic force he had allied with. The guardians show up and unleash their powers on Xiao, but Xiao was just way too powerful. Father Park and the guardians with him tries very hard to escape the trap placed by Xiao. The guardian decided to sacrifice himself to help Park get out of the trap. The guardian dies telling Father Park to rescue Wan Hun. He is the one who matters. Very devastated, Father Park leaves the place in tears. Back at the fight scene where the guardian weren't able to take down leader Xiao. Leader Xiao suddenly begins a very scary transformation that reveals the devil is finally taking over his body. We see Wan Hun floating in the air as he is about to be used as a final sacrifice by the devil. The head guardian and 2 other guards goes to fight him again, but they are easily and brutally killed. Jang, filled with so much anger seeing the death of the guardians, unleashes powers on leader Xiao, but he is easily overpowered. But when he is about to be killed, Lionum intervenes and stops the blow. Lionum is brutally injured, but the Jang saves his life by casting a healing spell on him. Jang tells Lionum to run away, while he attacks the devil alone, but Lionum refused. He wants revenge for his younger brother who was initially killed by the devil. Leader Xiao decided to tempt Lionum, offering him power, claiming he is now a god, but Lionum remembers his teacher's sacrifice and refuses to be tempted, but instead he charges at leader Xiao with Jang fighting by his side. Xiao defeated them again, and just then, Wan Hun started to elevate towards the solar eclipse as the sacrifice has already begun. Just when Xiao tries to finish the sacrifice, Father Park shows up and pushes him away. Father Park uses his holy items and says a prayer, and this made him to instantly overpower Xiao. Just when he was about to finish him off, Xiao grabs Wan Hun to use him as a shield. This made Father Park to hold back his attack, not wanting any harm to come to Wan Hun. Xiao uses this to his advantage and captures Father Park, while Jang takes Wan Hun to safety. It is then revealed that Wan Hun was Jang's real son, but he had to hide the truth for a long time. He let Seiyu take Wan Hun in as his adopted child to keep him safe. Jang is killed by Seiyu very brutally. Wan Hun calls Jang dad for the first time, and tries to heal his wounds as his powers, but the wounds are way too fatal. Jang couldn't hold back his emotions anymore. and tells Wan Hun how sorry he is for everything. After that, Jang dies and Wan Hun weeps really hard, for losing his father. Xiao tries to attack Wan Hun, but to Father Park and Lionam's surprise, Wan Hun unleashed the thunderbolt of Indra on Xiao. Father Park and Lionam joined forces with Wan Hun for one final battle. They use all the powers they had, and after a long while, Xiao gets overpowered and he is burnt down alone with the temple. They carry unconscious Wan Hun away from the temple, and that was how the movie ended.